meta in and of itself, just how do you entertain the audience before the gates open? RunAway just doing more right now between the two teams.
So RunAway, you see with their current composition, the rollout now, it's going to be this Sombra Pharah composition, where they're going to be they'll be very mobile. They have Mag, QOQ, just looking to dance around, and then they set up the damage, set up the hacks from Hisu and the damage from Yaki.
And Unique just takes a rocket to the feet immediately. Heavy fire pressure in from Yaki. And not quite the start EM was looking for, and EM already going to be going for some swaps here. Going to dive on the tank front line, Sparkle to the Tracer, no more Doom.
I like the Tracer makes a lot more sense than the Doom here in this comp. It's not that the Doom is necessarily bad, but it's because RunAway, they're not going to be diving wholesale into you. It's not going to be easy to just get the punch onto the tanks. The Tracer allows them to get a lot more damage and pressure onto this backline for RunAway.
Yaki getting a whole bunch of on-nades there, sets up for Sparkle to finish it off. And Sparkle being unchained here on the Tracer on the ground floor. Yaki may be down, but Sparkle, the main threat here, Jagon takes a sleep, ends up falling. One way to get plucked out of the sky.
And now EM, they're going to be chasing these kills. Mag is going to find Sparkle. A little bit low. Mag actually going to find Alpha as well. Going to pop this Primal. So Mag wanting to stay in this fight, wanting to commit, but now with the sleep and also giving that mech to Hanbin, it means that slowly but surely they should be able to just...
EMP going to be used by Doa there. And I guess the reasoning is, let's deal with QOQ, deal with Mag, who are there, and I mean, it wins the fight. They were still stuck out. They deal with QOQ. Mag had to back off. It's not necessarily the highest value EMP, but it does the job.
Definitely not the highest value EMP, but it's Doha. Doha builds EMP very fast for him. He's like, I'll get another. Not a worry.
It's a cooldown ability, really.
It's definitely the Q on cooldown. Hisu now is going to be looking to set up this EMP for RunAway, hopefully trying to catch the backline in it as well because MCD has the nano, but a little too late because Element Mystic have already engaged. They've already got these kills.
Sparkle get in with the Pulse Bomb, and you know, you look at it and go, oh yeah, Brigitte should be doing well against Tracer. Tracer can still have her moments, and that's one of them.
RunAway now going to be resetting here again.
QOQ having to... Is this hero chess here?
I think it is going to be hero chess. I don't think he plays Tracer anymore.
Sparkle threw himself out off the ledge. That wasn't him getting picked off. So this is going Brigitte in response. Meanwhile, Hisu holding on to the EMP, already an early pick off on MCD. And Element Mystic able to bring it back. Hanbin's bomb takes down 2. And Hisu never really had a good chance to drop the EMP.
Element Mystic are playing around this EMP for Hisu expertly. And I think if there's any team that should know how to play around the EMP, it's Element. They're the team that, as some would say, they're the Sombra abusers in a lot of ways. They know how to play around it. MCD drops that nano very early. They look for the engage. They have the bomb set up for Hanbin there on point.
6-man EMP in from EM directly on the RunAway, and it's been dominant so far. RunAway just getting bowled over.
It's going to be a late beat there from Unique. He makes sure to stay out of the LOS. Hisu dropping the EMP in main, but his team has already cleaned up. Their position was so bad. Keeps everyone alive. And this is going to be a 99-0 in terms of the Element Mystic's cap versus RunAway. RunAway never once being able to find the opportunity to make it back to the point. They were constantly getting caught out by the aggression of EM.
And the interesting part, too, is that RunAway, they had a decent start. Yaki start out just immediately blapping Unique to start things out, and then what does EM do? EM goes, well, I guess we're not going to run Doomfist against this. That doesn't make much sense. You can put Sparkle on the Tracer, and Sparkle does really well on Tracer. Suddenly you get swaps in for RunAway, and Sparkle goes, go off the ledge, play Brigitte, get more containment, and it works out.
Very good grasp for the swaps there for EM. And it was the aggression for Element Mystic that really defined them. And on top of those swaps, is that they never let RunAway into the point for free. They were looking to engage early, denying Hisu the chance to ever get Sombra ult off. So both teams going to be rolling out here again for Busan. And see Element Mystic deciding to go Sombra Doomfist, the classic EM style.
And obviously a style that they've been very comfortable with. They've been running it for multiple seasons now, even against 3-3. Gonna be Doomfist v Doomfist. Yaki though, or not Doom v Doom, Yaki getting knocked over. The Sparkle moves in. Sparkle, not quite gonna connect there, but EM in a really good spot. They take the high ground, Sparkle with room to work with, diving on down, looking for the Ana. Ends up getting hacked, but able to get out.
See RunAway, they're trying to play a little split. They're trying to save their cooldowns for Sparkle's engage. EM doing much of the same, where they're very defined by the style of we give tank to Sparkle. We let Sparkle engage. We try to give those bubbles and that healing to him.
RunAway in decent spot on the point. They deal with MCD first. Alpha gonna fall. Hisu doing so much work in the outskirts right now. 80% towards EMP. And RunAway, the much better opening this time around. Not only taking first fight, but EMP ready for second.
Now he's still going to be chasing these frags here on the high ground. Can Sparkle get out? He gets naded, but he's going to get isolated there by Mag, who's there to finish it off. So RunAway, they're going to own the chokes. They have EMP. They have Rally. So plenty in their bank for them. As EM now have to re-enter. We'll have double support up. We'll have the EMP of their own. It's a question of aggression. It's a question of, are RunAway going to play split here? Or are they going to look to deny the value for Doha by just making them come into them instead of their own EMP? And that's exactly what they do.
RunAway, the counter EMP out, and it's a lot more effective. Doha immediately down for this, and RunAway just going to chase it down on the bottom. Alpha down immediately. Mag just making plenty of room. And this is a big turnabout for RunAway, given how the first round went. And so far, also, I'd say that it's been a tough round for Sparkle.
Sparkle he's getting hunted. Sombra, one of the best heroes versus the Doomfist. You can wait for the Doom to engage. As soon as that bubble is burned, then you just get the hack on them, make sure that he can't leave. RunAway doing an excellent job of splitting away from Doha's EMP and then just setting up their counter EMP. Now they can look for the rally. They can engage aggressively here. Tonbin is going to be the defining factor. Can he find this grab?
MCD gets picked off immediately. RunAway working at big advantage. Shatter gonna be dropped in the middle of the fight. Works to the advantage. Gangnam Jin down. But Sparkle ends up falling. Couldn't get away. Ends up getting hunted off on the other side. And RunAway still in control of the point. EM getting forced back, and we are now one fight away from going to round 3.
Now, Hanbin is going to be in a good position to succeed here because there is no beat for Li Xiaogang. There's no nano from Gangnam Jin either. So no defensive ults to keep Han from getting this value. It's QOQ. QOQ is going to be looking for the eat. If I'm RunAway, I likely will not even commit any ults at all because I know if I get just the grab out of EM, then I can just wait for the next 6 ult fight.
Doha got the raw hack on the Mag to start things off, but Doha gives his life for it, can't get out. Mag still A-OK, bomb, QOQ thrown up and over. Still Graviton in reserve, gonna be used. Yaki falling immediately, so they use grab for one. Sparkle, a little bit more room to work with, gets down Gangnam Jin. Mag though, Primal Rage, disrupting here in the point, looking for Lucio off on the outside. Sparkle in the air right now, mid-meteor strike, finds Hisu off on the other end, and Sparkle's done enough rotating around, but it's a little tough spot for him to be in. You've gotten the fight, you've gotten your control, but now you have to be perfect.
It wasn't the beefiest grab, but it guarantees the kill. EM had to use some ults, so they held onto the EMP. So now they have to play not only perfect defense, but more importantly, they have to manage these ults perfectly as well with their aggression. They only want to use one ult at a time to win. They should know that Hisu has the EMP. So for EM, they're going to look for this early aggression. They're going to try to have the counter EMP.
Hisu dropping the EMP super early, Alpha paying the price, but Yaki down the other side. So Sparkle able to equalize. Doha still holding on to the EMP, which is the bigger deal here. Mag gets caught out, trying to back out. And that's what EM needs. That's a very ult-efficient fight that they just had.
Didn't even have to use the EMP either. I mean, they had that nano onto Sparkle, looking to just try to get one of the squishies, whether it be the backline or Hisu. And then it forces RunAway to commit their ult to look for the EMP as they used it very early. And they just backed up, stayed alive there with the beat. So EM have also built up for the grab, built up for the shatter. They can hold these chokes so aggressively and just use these takeaways first.
Immediately. And again, you want to talk about ult economy. Early pickoffs, catching people in rotation. So incredibly important. They use the shatter here to make the rest clean. But look at the important parts that they get to save. They get to save the grab. They save the meteor strike, and more importantly, they save the EMP.
And by the time RunAway are fully respawned and getting into this point, it is going to be last fight. It's going to be last good fight there for RunAway. The double support, truly is going to be triple support for them. They can look to set up that rally early and get into the point. But if they're all caught by EMP early, there's going to be no support available.
They want to go in on them before they get over to the point. At least that's what it's looking like. Sparkle went in. Meteor strike still up in the air. Dives on down. Hisu already out of the fight. Sparkle, good mobility. Gets back in. Punches Diva. Diva able to save herself there, but the Graviton back at the choke, 98%. RunAway, they have to get over to the point. QOQ charging on in, but the rest of his team down all around him. EM brings the round back. And map 1 gonna be heading their way.
That was a masterclass of not only ult economy, but knowing your win conditions every time and how to get the max value of your ults and deny that choke, deny the area for RunAway. They played the 3-3 for so long, they had Mag on the Winston rather than the Rhine, and that just means that As long as Mag's on that Winston rather than the Ryan, EM are free to engage aggressively on these squishies. It's really only Yaki that can actually, and sometimes he's who can get a hack that can deny the aggression for EM. So Alpha's free to swing, he's free to mitigate the damage, and then free shatters. Every time you would see EM, as soon as they have that shatter up, as soon as the bubble is used and they're to get a position on the choke, they would round the corner, drop a shatter, set up the fight, fire ults. And at no point did RunAway really have an answer to that. They really need to get much more value with Mag on that Winston, or just swap to the Ryan.
I mean, the other thing, too, that was hurting RunAway, especially, you look at the engagements coming in there, you can't lose people for free before ults come in, because that just puts your economy in the worst possible position. But it was really good engages for EM to make it happen. That was map 1. RunAway, what you got? We're going to find out for map 2 in just a few minutes. Element Mystic bouncing back strongly against RunAway after their loss to Meta Athena. And really, you take a look at it, EM was able to play something that is near and dear to their heart. A good amount of Sombra Doom.
EM, they bounced, and RunAway, they sort of just planked. They hit the ground like a concrete slab, rather than having any elasticity there on that second round of Busan. They were not able to make the swaps that they needed. They kept Mag on the Winston for so long, which means that their backline isn't nearly as heavily supported. They didn't get any space. EM, as always, are masters of being aggressive and also using their ults to the fullest advantage versus more 3-3 centric setups or other Sombra Goat setups.
Well, think about how they had to bring that back, where we talk about often in Control. It doesn't always happen. In fact, it happens pretty rarely. The old bring it back after being down 99-0. And the way you do that, you have to be incredibly efficient with your ultimates. But that's what EM was. In fact, EM was just getting free fight after free fight. And that's one part EM having really good initiation and one part RunAway being sloppy when it counted.
And I really think that a big issue there was just not getting Mag off the Winston, because you're playing Winston into Reinhardt Doom. How your damage is low. There are not a lot. The backline is not easy to isolate necessarily, because you have to get through that front. You have to deal with the appeal that Doom can give as well. I think that was really a big part for them, because you can't get through that space effectively or block a lot of that damage, and it just gives free shatters at all points of the map. So I think that was huge for RunAway. And as always, aggression is the catalyst for efficiency. I think aggression there for EM, and they've always been masters of it, allows them to just get a lot more value out of their ults and only have to use them sparingly, as you saw that on Busan.
Well, now we're going to be heading over to the Temple of Anubis, where we'll see if EM can keep up the momentum. And, you know, in the beginning of the match, we were going off the entire idea is like, what does it mean that EM lost to a much weaker Meta Athena team? And we came up with all the theories, and right now, after map 1, we'll see if it holds up, but I would put that one in the column of EM got angry, EM got mad, and RunAway, they're the poor recipients of the newly buffed up EM.
Yeah, RunAway also, they're playing the style that they've been pretty consistent on. They've been working a lot, which is a lot of 3-3, some of the Sombra Goats now with Hisu as well. But if you're going to play Sombra Goats into the masters of Sombra Goats, then you're going to have to be a lot better at it. And because that's just EM, that is EM. EM are sort of the ones that showed the value of Sombra Goats. They're sort of the one that showed the meta-breaking combination of Sombra over 3-3 in general with Doha, that monster Sombra is. Now, Takeyaki's going to come in, Alpha's going to be out. So they do have that sub, so EM making a little bit of changes here for Anubis.
Well, I think part of it is that they just want to go much heavier on dive, where Takayaki, I believe, more comfortable on the Winston, Sparkle onto Genji. So we're kind of going back to some of the old days with a twist here. Winston, Diva, Genji. The motto here, dive into the face, do it quickly.
I like this setup for Element Mystic as well, because when you're running into Pharah Widow, it's all about the setup. It's all about being able to get in a position where you can just find and isolate one person. But RunAway, look how they're holding. They're making sure to have a shield up with Mag on that Orisa to keep them alive from the spam. They're also going to be playing very split, where they can rotate easily between both of these high grounds. And Li Jiegong should be hiding up in the skybox there. There's not a lot that can really touch this Pharah Mercy. Yaki's very free right now.
Well, yeah, it's a big goose theorem of invincibility, and you're seeing that there where Yaki was going very deep, knowing that things weren't quite going to be against him. Going Nano on Takoyaki into the back, gets slapped. Meanwhile, though, Sparkle somehow gets on the Yaki. Yaki picked him up to be grounded. It was the wrong one. Nice deflect directly into Hisu. Sparkle making this interesting here on the Genji. This is going to be point A.
And now LEGDAY giving a nice res under Yaki. Make sure to get a little bit more ult charge here to EM. As EM now, you see the bongo, the supercharger invested for Mag. As Yaki, he gets 2, he gets 3. Kiwi ultifies Hanbin. It's so potentially winnable. I think RunAway's gonna commit. I think RunAway's gonna commit here to Hisu. He's on the Sombra. He's gonna wait for LEGDAY to fly to him. They're definitely gonna use
this actually could be tragic. If they commit and lose, if they commit to this and move in and then lose, the snowball's gonna be immense. They're gonna lose point B for free. This is high risk, high reward for RunAway right now. MCD gonna fall right now, looking more like reward. Sparkle got hacked, he couldn't immediately pull out the blade. It was a really good hack in from Hisu. And now the snowball potential, if nothing else, blunted. Sparkle super low, not a good position to pull on the blade, and RunAway off the barrage from Yaki. Moving back into the point, this is unbelievable.
And this is gonna be the fight now as well, because I don't think EM necessarily want to quit their blade. Nope, MCD's back, he's pocketing Sparkle, he gets 1, he gets 2, he finds 3.
So Sparkle brings on back with that, but that's still a win for RunAway. Those ultimates are gonna get used directly at the point B, if not for the hero stall, so okay, they don't get to reestablish on point A, but still pretty good.
No, the time burnt, and in addition to that, they forced EM to commit Nano Blade. Now they don't have a weak addition for second, and they're walking into Hisu's EMP. They actually got so much out of that recontest in terms of not just the time, but also removing those wing additions for EM.
EM though, still gonna keep on the pressure. Takoyaki diving to the back. Under very heavy pressure, ends up falling, can't get away, and Hisu's EMP seals the deal. So, the snowball potential that was there, not anymore. RunAway gets to fully set up on their point B defense.
It's now time for EM to swap. The Genji, there's a Brigida out on the field, and a Doom, and a Winston. It's time to swap. Me and Sparkle here onto this Doomfist. The MCD now onto the Xin, though. The Xin, I have to say, he'll be safe, because as long as Doha is giving those armor packs and Unique is giving him the peel, then he should survive, but it is definitely a tougher task to keep his Xin alive into a Doomfist, into a Sombra, and the dive tanks than it is an Ana.
And as you say that, immediately Zen first to fall. Heavy dive in from RunAway, striking deeply into EM. So they're gonna get rejected. Back to spawn they go. And RunAway definitely looking better so far here on Temple Anubis relative to where they were at on control.
Well, now they're running a Sombra Doomfist dive into his Zen. They don't really have to fear going too deep for the most part. As long as they get some cooldowns on early and there's no nade or sleep to really catch them out, the Zen is a relatively easy target. So much of this for EM is reliant on Doha and Unique, and also Hanbin, having just perfect peel for MCD, because he's such an easy pickoff versus this DPS setup for RunAway. And I have to question the validity of it, but it means that they're just going to play for the trans.
Yaki, forward, nice movement up over to the top. Meteor Strike ready, drops it over, Nano Boost! But it's kind of an awkwardly timed Nano Boost. It's not in the best situation, still ends up going forward, looking for anything, catches Unique anyways. Throw enough punches, eventually gonna hit something. And RunAway rejecting EM once more.
Unique used beat before Hisu EMP'd. Unique beated while Hisu still had EMP. Mystic had to have known there was an EMP still on the field. So unless that was a pure mistake, the only question there, the only really reasoning for EM making that play is that now that EMP is gone, Trance is free. Trance is free here. There's not an EMP to set up the nade either. So if they just walk forward here, take the fight to point with the Trance, and try to isolate targets very, very early, then it means they're in a great position. But the problem is that they have no finishing ult still. They have no finishing ult. They also don't have, they still have to deal with the displacement that RunAway will give here with this, mag on the Winston, and Sparkle's already down.
Sparkle was off on the flank trying to be disruptive, but part of the plan was not dying before they can move in and brute force the Transcendence, which was the plan for EM here. Now they're just stuck in a really awkward spot where they don't really want to go to the point. They might feel forced to do so. They're going to walk on over. They're still missing Sparkle. It's going to take a little bit longer for them to come back in. RunAway working a really big advantage here. Unique already down. And this is tough for EM. It's going to be time burned off the clock and likely a wasted effort as Sparkle just getting booped and popped around here at Mag. Making good disruption. Sparkle's down and that's it. The push is over.
This has been exceptionally bad for EM in terms of not only the time that they're losing, but all while this is happening, he's just building towards another EMP. So the advantage they had of like, okay, no EMP, we have Trance, is completely gone, because in this following fight, Unique still won't have beat. He's moving relatively slow. He's also got isolated early, so loses a lot of time to build beat. And now RunAway, EMP nade. EMP nade is on its own good enough to just defeat Trance, to completely remove the value there because of that anti. So for
I think
EM, you have to look at the tanks.
It would be if they use Transcendence early. Now the Bionade strikes pretty deeply. Sparkle's already down. You don't use ults into this situation. You just accept the fact that you've lost another push. The problem that EM's having here, they have only one more good push left. There's about 1:30 left. They have 4 ults up. Final fight's gonna be decisive, one way or another.
They might have 2 fights if they're exceptionally fast, but more than likely, no. It's going to be 1 fight territory here in terms of 1 actual fight for EM. They have to now just look to make sure that they don't all get caught by the EMP nade. The EMP nade or the EMP bomb could just completely end them already.
The nade in particular, an early
They force trance! They force trance! They got the decook on Hisu. Hisu forces that trance.
And that's the power of final fight territory. However, Hisu gets caught. He had EMP. Now the EMP is not going to be up for a while. MCD down. Still winnable for EM. Takoyaki dropping the shatter under pressure. Still ends up falling. And RunAway, they're down a few players here, but they're going to be able to come back out. EMP. Primal Rage is up. Mag has to use it early, but he's stuck in grab off the other side. EMP from Hisu used under pressure. Still able to find Zarya off of it. Yet, EM applying pressure to the point. They still haven't gotten a tick here, though, and RunAway, they're about to get respawns back on in. The brother the Storm.
RunAway, they're recontesting here. You see Yaki going deep now. QOQ finding another. As EM, they have to stagger back in. They have 20 seconds on the clock. They might have time to touch with Doha, especially with Doha on the Sombra. So they definitely have time to touch here. They have beat. There's no ults for RunAway to really stop this beat tonight. The EMP is gone. So there is hope for EM in this fight, but they're going to have to stagger in here. It's not going to be a great setup.
If Sombra has to be the one to touch here, though, it's so incredibly awkward. But no, Doha not going to be the one to touch. Instead, give me the one that dropped an EMP on a win. MCD already down, though. Got picked off early by Yaki, so much of their healing already off the table. QQ, though, gets caught. Takoyaki sleeping on the other side. Point presence going to be a lot weaker for EM here. Hanbin frozen down. Yaki, lots of room to work with here on the RunAway side. And RunAway, they brought it on back. It's going to be a point B hold here versus EM. And it sets up RunAway quite nicely to even up the series 1-1.
I have to say that for EM, Sombra Doom is sort of that's sort of what they're known for in a lot of cases, but they also know when to swap, because playing Ryan Zarya Sombra Doom into the Sombra Doom of RunAway there, where the entry is so easily controlled by Winston and D.Va, seems questionable at best, because it's the ult cycle, right? You're constantly running this ult cycle, like, okay, the EMP's being built when you're taking dry fights. Your Doom is constantly looking for picks on your backline. You got a Zen, which is even easier for this setup for RunAway to farm consistently and find the value on the dive. It's at no point where they're just able to make it to the point. That's the only way that EM's comp really finds success, is they make it to the point and then are able to trade ults, but they just never did. They never got to that position because RunAway was just finding the entry frags.
It was really tough, and I think it comes down, when you look at the entire situation, is that all right? You want to run a Zen here. You're really banking on, as you say, getting to the point relatively uncontested, or Zen getting a miracle pickoff where, I mean, they came close at one point. They had one moment where Yaki almost got picked off by a Zen right click, but almost isn't good enough. Almost means you get healed up immediately and you've just fed support ult to the other team, so didn't work out. And now EM, if they want to avoid this from being best case scenario, probably 1-0 at the half, or more than likely 1-1, they have to have a first point hold, which not impossible, but easier said than done.
So EM, they're rolling out here on the Sombra Pharah composition with Orisa D.Va, so pretty static for them. They have a lot of ability to just sustain a dive. They can also trade out spam damage here. Really going to be reliant on Sparkle and Doha, though. They need to rely on them making sure that they don't get picked early and they're getting lots of value from their spam, building up for those ults. RunAway, they see this. Looks like they're feeling like they're going to go swap.
Yeah, RunAway doesn't like what they're seeing on the other side. And swapping to it might be an old favorite here. It's going to be 3-3. Again, one last ride for this, in case you want a week nostalgic. Teams will not have the option to swap to this in playoffs, but if you're trying to get good standing, now's the time.
Sparkle making sure to take very aggressive peeks here, because there's nothing that can stop him here again. Sure, there's on a D.Va, but they can't effectively contest him at all, especially as he doesn't get slept. Already has the barrage available. These rotations that are happening for RunAway means that Doha has 60% to the EMP. They're just trying to take this fight aggressively into them, maybe catch someone early.
Sparkle needs to stay alive, gets healed back up. barrage ready, but when's the time to use it, Sparkle? A bit far back, gonna be creeping in, and oh, sees Gangnam Jin. 2 rockets are down, but the rest of his team just getting dove in on the point. And just with that pickup, it still might not be enough. EM getting run over by the front line of RunAway right now. Barrage used by Sparkle, trying to bring this on back. Already 1 tick gone, so is Sparkle. And RunAway reminding everyone, 3-3, pretty good at getting presence on the point.
They took a lot of poke damage, but also it means that, sure, they took poke damage, but they built up towards ultra their own. They had a lot of energy for Hisu, and they just walk into the tanks for EM. There's nothing much they can do there unless they get the EMP a lot earlier or set up for the barrage. Now, Sparkle will be swapping to the Doom. They get that Ryan Zarya. So they're prepared to take a full brawl here, play that EM style, and set up the EMP.
I think this is a pretty tough fight coming up here for RunAway, where you have beats, but you don't want to use it because you can assume it's always EMP. They use EMP immediately, take down 2. And, I mean, it's clean and decisive, which in a sense isn't that bad for RunAway, but EM's going to have time to really set up on the defense. So they use Valkyrie too, though. That might have been an overcommittal.
Well, they wanted to swap off the Mercy anyways,
Okay.
So I think that was part of their plan, but it actually was sort of an overcommit because now you look at RunAway's bank. Almost 5 ults here. They know that Doha doesn't have EMP. Doha gets bashed and caught. Now it's time to just run forward. So aggressive. This is a free beat territory here as well for Li Gong, but because they can move forward here, take the fight so aggressive on the point, they're not even going to use the beat. They're going to rally in.
Sparkle's down. They cut Sparkle. It's time to go for RunAway. 2 clean pickoffs, and they go immediately to the point as they should. EM with very little response here left. The Graviton gonna seal the deal.
And that's map.
It. That is RunAway taking Temple of Anubis away. A fast break, and then some no draw on the table. So RunAway saying, you know what, this is still gonna be a series. And that it is.
That was some textbook punish there for RunAway, where even if they had not gotten that pick onto Doha, it was gonna be a tough fight for Element Mystic. Because they didn't have EMP, they didn't have either of their tank ults yet. They just made the swap. And RunAway knew they had the ult bank advantage. They could just run it down and be very, very aggressive. Ryan Zarya means that your tanks can't run away. If they're walking on top of you, it was going to be tough for them anyways. But catching Doha that early, it was just an immediate snowball. They had the ult bank. It was EM just not playing safe.
Not in the least. And it's some of the classic aggression that RunAway, historically has been known for, and just getting back into form there. But guys, it is 1-1 here at the half. It's definitely a series. We'll be back in just a few minutes to see who's going to take it.